Hey guys, and welcome back to Crypto Mischief. Richie here, where I talk about, that's right, my favorite thing in the world, goddamn cryptocurrency. This is a short video in response to some questions I've been getting about XEN. I made 2 videos and loads of questions were sent my way. And these were the most asked questions concerning gas use and why burn, right? So that's what this video is about. How to use your gas properly and why should you burn the XEN. Right, so just getting straight into this, we're on Avalanche today because you get a better rate at the moment for minting with Avalanche, right? Early adopter rate. So we are going through Avalanche. I'm trying to build up some chains of ladders of different XENFTs for the future is the idea. So when we are minting our XEN, let's come here. These are the ones I'm working on so far. We've got 440 all the way down to 433. I explained my strategy yesterday in this new playlist I've created. So I've got 2 videos so far. First one is going over basically how the ecosystem works. I'd suggest you check that one first. Second one is going more into the XENFTs and how they work and strategies for them. And today, yeah, we're talking about gas, because if I choose that I want to come and mint, one of these, I've got the VMUs which we spoke about, which on Avalanche are going to be 38, replicating 38 wallets. So I press on mint, right? And then I'm going to put a VMU count of max, and I'm going to put it on collector, maximum days, and I go down to 432, right? 432. I'm going to be hit with a larger than usual gas bill, right? So the gas bill that I'm getting today is $4.65 for this. You might think, God, that's quite expensive, especially if you're on Ethereum, right? Or on other chains like Binance Smart Chain, is going to be a little bit more expensive than Avalanche too. And I'm going to be minting on all these chains. And you might think you might be able to get your gas down a bit. How to do this, how to check if your gas is the right amount. If you put it too low, of course, it's going to get rejected and you're going to waste the gas money. And if you're on ETH, you're going to waste loads of money. But if you're on Avalanche, you can afford to, I guess, experiment, but you don't need to. All this information is perfectly out there for you to see how low you can go. If you go lower, you're going to have to wait for it. If you go higher, it's going to come to you faster. But because there's no real rush to do this, then yeah, we're going to learn how to do it. So there's this website here. This is XENcrypto.io, and we're looking at the article XENFTs, How to Not Get Wrecked. Okay, talks a little bit about when they launched, but that was 3 months ago. That doesn't matter. Okay, now we're just talking in general, day to day. How do we get our hands on XENFTs with high VMUs, right? Which are going to mint loads of tokens for you for the best deal, for the best gas. This will be useful for when you open the mint, when you mint the NFT, and also when you close it on your claim day as well, right? So let's just go through this article and talk a little bit about it. And, then I'll show you what I'm going to do. So this should take about 3 minutes, okay? Take your precautions. To understand how to not get wrecked on gas, you need to know how gas fees work. It's calculated based on this formula: the total gas fee, then the gas limit, and the base fee or tip, right, is how we're going to work it, right? Where gas limit is the maximum amount of gas you're willing to consume on a transaction. Maximum, right? Gas limit is your maximum. It's also what's needed for the contract to execute the transaction. And this fee shouldn't be lower than indicated because it may cause your transaction to fail if you set it too low. A base fee is what you pay for every unit of gas. The base fee is burned, which reduces the supply of ETH or AVAX or whatever, of any EVM basically. Then there's also priority fee or tip per unit of gas. A tip is given by the user to speed up a transaction. As an example of the total gas fee, suppose I want to send 1 ETH, and on average amount of gas required to transfer 1 ETH on the Ethereum network is 21,000 units. That would be my gas limit. The minimum amount of gas required to send the transaction at the time, the base fee, is 120 GUI. Expensive. I want to speed up the transaction, so I add a 20 GUI tip. 20 GUI tip. In this case, the total cost of sending you 1 ETH is 21,000 times 120 GUI plus the 20 GUI tip. The total gas fee would be 2,940,000 GUI, or 0.00294 ETH, about $5. MetaMask Net lets you know the low, medium, and fast gas options, or low, market, or aggressive if you're in the enhanced mode. If it defaults to medium or market price, but you can change it to low if you want lower gas prices, or aggressive if the network is congested and you want your transaction to be included faster. Now, we're not looking for fast, we're looking for cheap, right? But also to get it through fast enough, because really if you leave it for if you put through a transaction that's really low gas and it doesn't get rejected, it might not get picked up and you won't be able to make another transaction on that wallet until it does get picked up, right? Sometimes we are congested. Recently, the network has been a bit congested because of all these memes. So that's something to be very aware of. And your transaction needs to wait for free space in the block. Sometimes if you set the fee too low, the transaction of other people with higher gas fees are picked up faster and yours needs to wait. If you have a pending transaction and you don't want to wait, then you can also speed it up if you need to, right? Click the speed up button, then put through a higher GUI, and that will get you going, right? Sometimes you have a few pending transactions and adding new ones will only make it worse because they will be added and then will be bunged up, right, in a traffic jam, and it will make it worse. So you will need, I would suggest putting through each one after. Don't start building them all up. Failed transactions are the last thing you want. You don't want to have failed transaction because then you pay the gas and the transaction fails, which means you've just wasted your crypto, right? So how to set this gas limit the perfect way is not as difficult as it all sounds, right? So I still have this one sitting here, the batch I want to mint, right? So I'm on market, okay? Market says $4 at the moment, and we can just, you can go here and you can do the easiest way possible. You could go low, right? Which is going to be, what's that, 25% cheaper to go low, right? And this will take longer than usual to go through. I can go aggressive to push it through, but that's not what we want to do today. We just want to get it through in about a minute or two, right? This says use low to wait for a cheaper price. Time estimates are much less accurate as prices are somewhat unpredictable. It gives you a max base fee of 36, priority fee of 1, gas limit of this, right? This is your gas limit. But you might think, no, I want to set it myself. I want to get it totally perfect because I'm a control freak. And really, if you're going to be minting thousands of NFTs, you should be a control freak. You should be a real tight bitch with your gas money, right? Because at the end of the day, that might be the difference between you minting an extra couple NFTs than not, right? Because money doesn't grow on trees, and neither does crypto. Yeah. So you can come to advanced, right? But then you're going to see lots of numbers and you're going to think, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this. So we have max base fee, which we talked about in GUI. We have priority fee, right? That's all that's coming up for me. And I have my gas limit down here at the bottom. Now we can edit all of these to make sure that our transaction goes through and it goes through nice and smooth, doesn't get rejected, but at the same time, we don't pay too much. And how to do that, you need to check out some sites. So if you're on Ethereum chain, which is where most people would be putting the most focus on this, right? You have two sites, Ultrasound Money or Block Native. Pretty handy. So you can check them out right here. So this is Ultrasound Money, the gas section. It has other sections about the burn on Ethereum and all this stuff. But what you want to see is the base fee, right? That's the one that you're most interested in. And this shows you that we are averaging on 48.8 GUI on Ethereum, right? The minimum you'd be able to push it through at would be 26.7 and 17 GUI. Oh no, 17 GUI is the minimum, right? So this here, right? It's got BAT and then ultrasound hitting a barrier, right? So if you go below 17.1 GUI over the span of 7 days, your transaction will never ever be picked up, possibly at the bottom of the bear market, if that's hopefully pretty far away, right? But that's for Ethereum. We're on AVAX, and I found this one called Oracle, okay? Slow at the moment would be 36 GUI. Standard will be 39 GUI. and fast would be 45 GUI. Instantaneous would be 103. So we're trying to think, can we push it down to 36, right? But this is the kind of average, right? With a base of 34 and a tip of 2, we could see that over the past month, so I guess we'll go to a 4-hour chart, right? We want to see what's going on. And we have some massive peaks here, which are not very useful for us. Maybe an hour chart. Okay. We're seeing that the low, 35, we go the 24th of April, right? So 1 in the morning, we're 36, then 32, 34, 35, and then back down 37. So gas has been going kind of up, but it's not going below 30. There's one at 28, 29, to 25. We go back to April, right? Back into 22nd April. So probably if you go like 27, it might not get picked up. If you go 25, for sure it's not going to get picked up. The low is 35. So how about we try hit this at like 30 GUI and we see if we can get away with it, is my plan, right? So we're going to go to advanced. We're going to go down this GUI all the way down to 30, right? And I'm going to come back probably later on in the day and I'm going to tell you if this has been put through. So I want to like base fee of 30, priority fee of 1.5 is fine with me, right? And gas limit, we'll just keep it as is, right? That's us getting down to 0.24 AVAX for our NFT. Now this is cool, right? So let's push this through. Let's see if this goes through. I'll let you know if it does. So this will get picked up whenever it gets picked up. Currently, we are sitting around about 29 right now. So yeah, we might get it actually. This might just work perfectly. We can then try an even lower rate, right? So as that's doing it, we'll see if it happens during my conversation about one more thing, which was a very, very big ass question, was why? Why are people burning Zen token? And there's a really easy answer to that. And the answer why you should be burning your Zen token is because you're putting it off. This is delayed gratification, essentially what's happening here. We'll come to an article I found and explains it perfectly. Also on zencrypto.io. This is a great website for finding everything you want. Jack Levin, the founder of ZenCrypto, announced on January 23rd that the X1 blockchain is going to unite the Zen communities of all 10 chains. Will combine together into one blockchain. The move is going to put Ethereum and others on a layer 2 level relative to X1. So he's trying to become the greatest blockchain that's ever existed, making the Zen chain a layer 1 for parallel transaction, execution, and 1-second block speed. Before the mainnet launch, the former Google engineer is going to create a mechanism where anyone burning Zen will get an X1 token for testing on the testnet, which will then become X1's mainnet coin. So this is Richard Hart levels of like you should be sacrificing your crypto so that you get into my new awesome project, right? But the difference would be that Zen in such a short time have made such an amazing protocol already that I firmly believe that he's going to be able to do what he says he's going to do, right? Whereas with Richard Hart and Hex, we have been waiting for so long after sacrificing our coins and still not much, you know, we're on testnet 4. So this is really exciting, and this is why people are burning their Zens. So just as let's check up on my, no, we're still not going through. We're going to check that later. We might take a while, right? But so when I was talking about burning, right, you can choose to burn your Zen as you mint your NFTs. And I was wondering before, because I did do some burns on some NFTs and I didn't get much more Zen than was estimated anyway, right? So then someone answered in my comments of my YouTube video. Always put comments in because it helps me learn. It helps the community learn when I say something wrong or ask a question. And it was said that if you go to mint one, right, and you do burns, so say you go for a limited, then you get to burn 250 million Zen. By doing that, then you will get yourself an airdrop of the X1 token on the testnet, which will also be reflected on the mainnet once it launches. Great. Also, you can use Apex and burn for them. So some exotic, for example, get yourself 5 billion Zen and then just burn it, right? Delay gratification for what's going to happen. How much would that cost? How much is 5 billion Zen? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to be talking 175 AVAX or $2,900 at the moment. Zen on AVAX has gone absolutely nuts and cooled off, thankfully. If we come over to ZenPub, we can see what's happening with AVAX Zen. Like, what a pump. Ridiculous pump, but cooled down now, which is much needed cool off back to a bit of a normal level. Never buy a pump, wait for it to come down. I did buy some AVAX Zen and I would like to burn some. The minimum you can burn is probably for the rare. Rare needs 500 million, right? $550, which is totally doable. Then burn that, and once they launch the blockchain, then you'll get yourself your tokens, which is what we want to do. We'll also be sending our Zen over to these blockchains, and you know that's what we'll be burning our Zen to get position in the X1 blockchain. This is what the whole game is. That's everything that's going on. My transaction didn't go through yet, but if it has gone through, I'll update with something, some kind of visual. Woo! It went through because I'm not filming again today. Peace. Don't get wrecked. Stay DJ.